Imagine a world where MTV never existed. A world where the phrase, "I want my MTV," never echoed across the airwaves. The music industry, as we know it today, would be unrecognizable. But how so, you may ask? Well, sit back and relax as we delve into a hypothetical timeline of the music industry sans MTV. MTV, the music television network, burst onto the scene in the early 80s, revolutionizing the music industry with its 24/7 music video broadcasting. But in this alternate reality, where MTV is absent, the early 80s would have seen a slower transition from audio to visual in the music world. Music artists would have continued to rely heavily on radio play and live performances to promote their music. The concept of a music video might have remained a novel idea, used sparingly, if at all. The late 80s and early 90s brought about the rise of pop and hip-hop culture. MTV was instrumental in giving these genres a platform and shaping the music landscape. Without MTV, pop and hip-hop might have taken longer to gain mainstream acceptance. The likes of Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Run DMC, who used MTV as a launchpad to superstardom, might not have achieved their iconic status as quickly, if at all. MTV's influence extended beyond music, shaping fashion and lifestyle trends. Without MTV, the cultural landscape of the 80s and 90s might have been drastically different. The grunge look of the early 90s, popularized by MTV, might not have become a trend at all. The channel's reality shows like The Real World and Jersey Shore gave us a voyeuristic look into the lives of others, shaping reality TV as we know it today. Without MTV, reality TV might have evolved in a completely different manner. In the absence of MTV, the music industry might have remained more traditional, more focused on the music itself rather than the visuals. The rise of the internet and social media in the late 90s and early 2000s would have still revolutionized the industry, but perhaps in a different way. Music artists might have leveraged these platforms differently, focusing more on audio streaming rather than video content. In summary, without MTV, the music industry would have evolved differently. The transition from audio to visual might have been slower. Genres like pop and hip-hop might have taken longer to gain mainstream acceptance. Cultural trends influenced by MTV might have been different. And the use of the internet and social media in the music industry might have been more focused on audio content. But remember, this is all hypothetical. The reality is MTV did exist, and it shaped the music industry in a way that is hard to imagine otherwise. Yet it's always intriguing to ponder on the what-ifs of history.